This is about the repair of a Sinclair ZX Spectrum Plus 3 system. It is shown here, and I have removed the screws from the keyboard so that we can have a look inside. And this system used to work very fine with all the components that are in now here. But after I sold it, the buyer reported to me that the system stopped working, and I had investigated the problem and tried to pinpoint it towards either the ROM or the ROM chips that are here. These are 64x4 chips, and while repairing it I came to a surprise. I'll show you especially the CPU that is of interest now, and I have to zoom in now. So that you can read the chips identities from the labels here. These are relabeled ROMs. They have been tested and they work fine. And the CPU has a special story. I shall turn on the system now and do a few on-off cycles so that you can see what's on the screen. As you see, a distorted image, and at first glance you might think that there's something wrong with the RAM in this system. The image varies with each reset, and sometimes there are bars horizontally and vertically, so there's not much pattern in here. It varies with every reset. I am lucky to have another ZX Spectrum. This one is a ZX Spectrum Plus 2A, so this one is a little younger. And this one has another CPU brand in it. It is from ST Microelectronics, and it works well in this system. And to show all the properties of the system, I have inserted a testROM in it, and I'll show you what happens when I boot it up with this testROM. I have the keyboard connected so that I can make choices for the options that are in the testROM. And first we have to switch on the power here. There you see the menu, and it will start automatically with the ROM test. And as you see, the CPU works fine. It runs through all the tests, and it will also, now I have to press the 4 in order to select the Plus 2A system, and it will run through the ROM test banks. And it will conclude the test without any errors, so that makes clear that the system works without any problems. All tests passed. I'll show you another menu option, because we can also display some more details about the CPU that's in this system. And I have to press the U here, Now in the other menu, the ULA test, we can see here that the CPU type is an NMOS type, the original one that was placed in this system at manufacture. This is the +3 system again, which we want to repair, and I have taken out the original Zilog CPU. That's here. And I've taken the CPU from the other system, the 2A, and put it here in the +3 system. So we've swapped the CPUs. And let's see the results. We switch on. And the +3 system boots. Works again. So there could only be one conclusion, that there's something wrong with this CPU. And all the other bits, especially the RAM, are probably fine. And we'll put in the testROM now to see whether anything else could be wrong with it, and make a double check. The testROM is now in the +3 system, and we'll check what the test results will be. Again, we will press the U and see what type of processor is it. It's the NMOS type that we've just taken out of the +2A system, and that runs now in the +3 system. So the conclusion can only be one, that there's something wrong with the Zilog CPU, the original one that was in the +3. And all the other tests I have also checked, and they also run fine. Let's see what the RAM test does. I press menu option 4 now. Option 4 is needed to select the ROM for the +3 system, and it's now busy checking the ROM, and it will run through without any errors. We're back at the +2A system, from which we had taken the CPU, the Z80 CPU, from manufacturer ST Microelectronics, and I have now inserted the Zilog processor that was taken from the +3 system, and we're going to see what happens with the testROM in and what kind of image it produces. Surprise, surprise, we have a +2A system now with the Zilog processor in it, and it runs fine. So the processor that appeared to be defect in the +3 system works perfectly in the +2A. I'll give it another reboot and see what the RAM tests do. and as we will see, the ROM tests also run fine in the +2A system. So there is something peculiar about the Z80 from Zilog, the older one, and I don't know why it doesn't run in the +3 anymore, but we have fixed the system. Both the 2A and the +3 work with the CPU swap now.